Well, hello again. Time for another quick tip from the bench here. Today we've been working on this Telecaster, and the common problem we run into here that I want to pass on to you is with guitars like this that only have one string tree or do not have the staggered posts for the tuners. We also have an issue with the headstock drop being a little bit less than it used to be on vintage guitars. So what we end up with a lot of times is a resonant buzz on the G string and the D string because we don't have enough breakover angle here going down to the tuner. And you can tell this usually because the string will be a little dead when it's open, or it may have a buzz in it when you're playing it open, because again there's not enough pressure down here on the nut to make a good seat, so the string vibrates in the slot. You can usually tell this if you hit the string and you can feel the resonance here behind it, or if you push down on the string just a little bit, the buzz goes away. So this is going to be probably one of the quickest, easiest, and simplest tips I'm going to give you. I found this several years ago, actually probably decades ago. What I do is just use more winds on the third string and the fourth string. If you look closely here, you will see that the G string comes off the bottom of the tuner shaft, and it is wound smoothly from the hole in the shaft all the way down to the bottom. This increases our angle quite a bit on that string. You can see the angle here of the string passing past the D tuner, how it's dropping down. Okay? What I do is actually use all but about 2 inches of the string, and it usually works out fine for me. So there you go, wind them down smoothly, make sure there's no overlaps anywhere, and it'll work out well for you. So there you go. Cheap, simple, easy. Done. Well, folks, I pulled the second guitar out here, which actually also happens to be a Telecaster. I brought up something else I want to point out. This one actually has staggered tuners on it. But while you're changing your strings, as we were talking about, one of the first things you need to really do is check these nuts to make sure they're snug, tight. I mean, don't crank them down to where they strip out or break off, but keep them snug. Your tuner won't move around, and you won't strip out the threads from wobbling around like I see a lot. Now, getting back to this particular situation, I say this guitar has staggered posts, so it should technically solve the problems of the string angle. You see we have a staggered post for the first, second, and third. Then you've got your D, A, and E. Alright? But this individual has decided, well, our low E string is coming off the bottom of the shaft. Our A string is coming off the top of the shaft. Our D string is coming off the top of the shaft. So is the G. So basically, you need to wind the strings down to where the string comes off the bottom of the shaft toward the headstock, not the top. So the staggered tuner on the G string on this particular guitar isn't doing him a whole lot of good. And there's our resonant buzz. So, there you go. Just a tip for you. Keep it in mind. Hope it helps you. I'm going to get on with this guitar. I've got a lot to do today. So here we are working on this Telecaster, and I want to add something in very quickly. I'd mentioned a big thing a while ago about the tuners being loose. Well, let me give you another tip. Okay? These are locking tuners. Okay? They only work properly when they're not loose. So keep these tightened up, guys. It'll help you out a lot. Only one of these tuners, the high E, is not flopping around loose. So there you go. Just a little quick addition to the quick tips. Later.